チーム編成に関しましてもですね、14とはもうガラッと変えて今回進めていますので、またね、来年になって、徐々に、情報を公開していくことになると思いますので、そのあたりどうなるのかなって皆さんの方で、予想して楽しんでいただけたらなと思います。
Select your character.
KOF 15's first official trailer is coming next week. But before that, I want to discuss my predictions for the King of Fighters 15's Dream Roster. Before we start, I'd like to give a disclaimer about my dream roster. For this video, I would give the actual roster that I think would be on the game, which I will base on the actual story, character relationships, and what happened after KOF 14 and on the KOF A New Beginning manga. So, I have to follow some rules for this roster. I can only have as many as 60 plus characters, including the mid-boss and excluding the main boss since we don't know the main boss. That's also not including the DLC characters which I will discuss on another video. I need to remind you guys that this is my prediction, and I know this roster might seem to be a really large roster, but I do think we would have an insanely huge roster anyway as the story dictates. I wouldn't even be surprised if KOF features a 4 or 5 person team composition this time. Well, enough of that. Let me know your thoughts after watching the video. Let's start.
Here comes a new challenger!
Sacred Treasures Team, or Team Japan, KUSANAGI, IORI YAGAMI, and CHIZURU KAGURA. It's almost a guarantee that these three will team up for KOF 15, even though it seems they stopped the resurrection of Orochi at the end of KOF 14. The New Beginning manga showed us that Hakeshu, the people who are the disciples of Orochi, are alive. No doubt, the Sacred Treasures team have a big chance of coming together again to stop Genitz and the Hakeshu. It's also a good balance between the three characters, with Kyo being a rushdown zoner character, Iori Yagami being Shoto and rushdown type, and Chizuru being a mix-up character.
Here comes a new challenger!
Hero Team, or Team China, SHUN'EL, MEITENKUN, and BENIMARU NIKAIDO. I think Tungfuru will still play a big role in the plot of SHUN'EL and the Secret Scrolls, although he will take a back seat for the new member of Team China, Benimaru Nikaido. Don't worry, Tungfuru's fighting style might be given to a resurrected Jeff Bogard. In KOF A New Beginning manga, it was noted that the hand that controlled Iori and the illusion that SHUN'EL create are similar. It's possible that Benimaru would join SHUN'EL's team to investigate that.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Fatal Fury, Terry Bogard, Blue Mary, and Joe Higashi. Fatal Fury's timeline is most probably going to be heavily involved in KOF 15, especially because of the Secret Scrolls. In KOF 14, we know that Blue Mary joined forces with HEIDERN and the Ikari Warriors to investigate, so it's possible that Blue Mary joins the Fatal Fury team.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Art of Fighting, Ryo Sakazaki, KUSHNOOD Butt, and Robert Garcia. At the end of KOF 14, it was shown that Ryo Sakazaki wanted to leave to train alone, and it's because of Takuma being so passionate about the Kyokugen barbecue. The interesting thing about this is that one character followed Ryo, KUSHNOOD Butt or Marco Rodriguez. So I do think Yuri and Takuma will be out of the team this time, and KUSHNOOD and Robert will complete the team with Ryo. It's also interesting that Ryo was showing signs of transforming into an Oni when he gets mad. Maybe this is Ryo becoming the new Mr. Karate with Takuma's absence? Takuma is a Tengu. So it would be awesome if Mr. Karate Ryo Sakazaki would be a different character. An Oni! How awesome would that be?
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Anti-Ness, K, Maxima, Kula, Diamond. Since they were hired by the Ikari Warriors to investigate Ness, and it was confirmed that Ness is actually back, I don't see a reason why Team Anti-Ness would be changed, but I can say this team would be heavily involved with the next team on the list.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Mexico or Team South America, Nelson, Angel, and Ramon. During the KOF A New Beginning manga, the remnants of Ness controlled two people, Kula Diamond, which had been stopped by K and Maxima, and Angel, which even though was saved by the Ikari Warriors, was noted as a complete robot who can be controlled by Ness. There's also Nelson who lost control of his abilities and seems to be one of Ness's experiments as well without his knowledge. Teaming them up with the investigator and the good-hearted Ramon could be a great catalyst to expose the whole plan of Ness for Angel and Nelson. I also wouldn't expect the King of Dinosaurs or T-Sock to return to KOF 15 since his pride has been restored in the KOF A New Beginning manga.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Maximum Impact, Alba MEIRA, Sora MEIRA, LUISE MEYRINK. Again, this might sound far-fetched, but if you watch my theory about the Maximum Impact crossing over with KOF 15 and the connection between SHUN'EL, the MEIRA brothers, Judaim, Verse, and the Secret Scrolls, I think it's a possibility.
Here comes a new challenger!
Ikari Warriors, Leona, Ralph Jones, and Clark Steele. It's impossible not to include the Ikari Warriors and HEIDERN since they're the ones who first discovered the signs of resurrections during the KOF 14 tournament. Also, they are fan favorites, and with the return of Akeshu, surely the Riots of Blood plotline with Leona and IORI will be touched once again. And did I say Gaidel?
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Rock Howard, HOTARU Futaba, Jeff BOGARD. With Geese Howard being canon in KOF 14 and him mentioning the Secret Scrolls, I am confident in saying that Rock Howard will be brought in as a canon character for KOF 15 as well. And with the revival of Jeff BOGARD, it would be awesome for Rock to be mentored by the rival of his father.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team HEIDERN, Whip, and ADELHEID Bernstein. It's no question, Rugal Bernstein is coming back, and so it's automatic for me to expect that HEIDERN and ADELHEID to team up for that plotline, and Whip should be included for the Ness plotline as well.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Shiranui, My Shiranui, Andy Bogard, Banderas HATTORI. Andy Bogard will form a new team with My Shiranui. It's time for Andy to get his own shine. The thing that gave me this idea is the ending of Team South America's story, when Banderas HATTORI traveled to Hokkaido but got lost and got in trouble with the police. Maybe he met with the Shiranuis?
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Korea, Kim Cup-won, Luwong, and Gang Il. Again, this is another team that I'm not expecting to change. Since the end of KOF 14, Gang Il was pretty adamant about staying and training with Kim despite Kim's best efforts to get rid of his master. Luwong will also not leave Gang Il's side. Luwong is pretty fun to use, so no complaints here.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Another World, Nakoruru, Mui Mui, and a new character. With Nakoruru still looking for Waikamu and knowing that her mission is still not done, she will be reappearing for KOF 15 sadly. Sadly because I'm not a fan of Samurai Showdown characters showing up in a modern fighting tournament, but that's beside the point. She is still part of the story, so it's almost assured that she will be back along with Mui Mui. However, Love Heart's license expired, and so we might see a new character replace her slot for the Another World team. I just hope it's not another Samurai Showdown or Last Blade character, except Lee Rekka. If it's Lee Rekka, then he fits with KOF.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Russia or Team Antonov. Antonov, Mian, and Serena. Although it was hinted that Sylvie Pola Pola and Mian would form a team with Antonov, I just don't see it as the case. In the KOF New Beginning manga, Sylvie Pola Pola became good friends with Athena Asamiya, and Antonov brought the land for Serena that Serena wanted to buy. So I'm guessing Antonov will team up with Mian and Serena.
Here comes a new challenger!
New woman fighters, King, Alice, and Yuri Sakazaki. With my going to Andy Bogard's team, the women fighters team will need a new replacement, and who better than Yuri Sakazaki, who needs to take things more seriously before she can go back to the KYOKUGENRYU team.
Here comes a new challenger!
Psycho Soldiers, Athena Asamiya, Sylvie Pola Pola, and Sia Kansu. In the KOF New Beginning manga, Psycho Soldiers got involved with Ness, and this led to Athena Asamiya and Sylvie Pola Pola's friendship. I would think Chin would sit out this one and Sylvie replaces him for now for the Psycho Soldiers team. Right now, the plotline of the Dragon Spirit with Bao and Kensu is irrelevant, but I'm expecting KOF 16 to touch on that with the return of key characters, which I will make a video about soon.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Australia, Mr. Big, Raiden, and a new character. Two things made me think that Mr. Big will be back. First is the end of the Team Southtown story, where James attacked Geese Howard. Well, James is the real name of Mr. Big. And second is the ending of KOF 14, where remnants of Versus Fragment fell in Australia. Mr. Big might also be involved in the plotline of the Secret Scrolls.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Southtown, Geese Howard, Hayne, Billy Khan. Geese Howard is definitely canon in the story now, and with the plotline of the Secret Scrolls and the revival of Jeff Bogard, he will be heavily involved in KOF 15. Also, Hayne seems to be more than what he appears, right? What is Hayne's true identity?
comes a new challenger!
Team Villains or Team Xanadu. Xanadu, Chang Kohan, and Choi Bonji. Like it or not, Xanadu is going to be back. He seems to hold some important information about the black market, and he was also involved when some of the Samurai Showdown characters manifested, so it seems Xanadu is important in the story for this saga.
Here comes a new challenger!
Team Ness. Zero, Chrysalid, and new character. Zero and Chrysalid are confirmed to be back, and they might create a team of their own. I'm not sure who is the third member though. Maybe a Kyo clone? Maybe Ignis? Probably not Ignis because he was killed again in the KOF manga. So maybe a new character? Or maybe...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Here comes a new challenger!
Hakeshu or Team CYS. Yashiro Nanakase, Chris, and Shermie. SNK Gal Fighters confirmed Shermie to be alive. KOF A New Beginning manga confirmed CYS to be alive as well. Enough said, we fans waited for this. It's going to be awesome, and they will try to revive Orochi again.
Here comes a new challenger!
Genitz, Rugal Bernstein, and Gaidel. I don't expect them to be a team. I expect them to be solos and to be the mid-bosses of KOF 15. We have one water user in the roster, and that's SHUN'EL. But we don't have a specialized water user, and that's Gaidel. And it's now time for him and Leona to meet. So, you might be wondering, why is there no Ash Crimson or Team Friends? No Vice and Mature? Well, simply said, I don't think Ash, Elizabeth Blantorch, or Kukri will be back for KOF 15 because they are not part of the story yet. I think KOF 15 revolves around the revival of Hakeshu and the reemergence of Ness, the secret scrolls, and the mystery of SHUN'EL's ability. That's a crap load of plot lines, so I don't think those from the past will be heavily involved into this game. I do think those from the past will come back in KOF 16, and that's where we will see Ash Crimson reintroduced. But for now, let the guy sleep. As for Vice and Mature, they didn't stop IORI from sealing Orochi again. So it seems like they want to distance themselves from the Hakeshu, or they just want to see how it plays out. Same with Ryuji Yamasaki. He never really cared about being a Hakeshu, so I doubt Yamasaki will come back for KOF 15. I also wanted to add Nod, but I have no idea who she will team up with. But she will definitely be back because SNK's deal with Saudi Arabia. I mean, who knows? Maybe we get a new character and we get Team Saudi Arabia in Nod. And that's my prediction for the KOF Dream roster. But the next video would be my wish list for KOF 15's roster. That includes the DLC, guest characters, teams, and returning characters. That is just my personal preference. So like this video and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think on the comments below. This is Beck, and this is Random Boredom Productions. Dowsing off.